Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome to my parlour, and I'm inside today. It's pouring with rain, so it's one of those rainy days where you just come inside, snuggle up to a book, make videos, or just generally listen to the rain and I don't know, I just love the rain, but only when I'm inside. I don't like getting caught out in the rain. Anyway, today I'm here just to show you the psych cards that I purchased, and I showed you in my last haul, and a book that I borrowed from the library, which is really interesting and one that I wanted to get into because I'll be doing more playing card readings, which I really like. So I'm going to pour us a cup of tea and show you, first of all, the deck of cards that I purchased. Remember these ones? And yes, they are all there. I went through them and checked. So I'm going to show you them. I think they're the right order. Yes, they're all there. First of all, it comes with a little white book with the instructions, and it's US Game Systems. I haven't seen these before. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them. So when I found them at the op shop, I just knew I had to get them, because there's just something sometimes that turn up on for a very good reason, and if you take advantage of that reason, then you can utilise that. So the psych card instruction booklet, it's only like a little usual little white book. It's got the dictionary of symbols, enhancing your dream life. So it's a short version of what the cards mean. Some creating stories and poems with side cards. Interesting. Some layouts. Guidelines on how to use side cards. Seven happenings. So this will be interesting. That will be interesting to read through. I haven't read it through yet, but I'll show you the cards. I wonder what year they were printed. 1989. So is it any wonder I haven't seen them? I wasn't really... Oh, well, I was interested in tarot and things in the 80s. But a friend of mine was more interested than I was. I've always been interested in the metaphysical arena, as it were, ever since I was a teenager. And my first tarot deck was in about the 70s. And I lost contact with it for a while, and I've just recently, in the last 10 years or so, brought it back into my life, and it's really interesting to explore. But these cards were 1989. Very good year for me, actually, 1989. It was one of those years that everything just fell into place and my life just took off, and I was leading myself in the right direction. And the changes that are happening, when you're in the right frame of mind and you're on the right path, things just seem to fall into place and opportunities just present themselves to you, so you take them and enjoy them for whatever experiences they can bring you and what and who you meet along the way. And so 1989 was a very good year for me, and it was the start of my life virtually. It was a very late start, but I don't know. It was a very good year. From 1989, particularly until 1994, I had a really good time. 1984 to 1995, I got very sick, and I wasn't very well. I also went that year, 1994, I also went that year to visit a friend of mine, 1888 Stars, and we had a bit of a holiday, and I came back from my operation, felt better. Then I got pregnant in 1995, and again, that was another start that was very important to me, and a fulfillment of a long cherished dream to become a mother. Even though I was in denial for a few years before that. But then, the old biological clock started ticking, and I realised I did want to be a mother. So, a lot of things happen, and one specific thing starts that role and starts that path. And I think sometimes if we can find that one specific thing, it will initiate everything else, and it becomes like a snowball, and it sort of rolls down and collects all the other things that are important to us. Some things get thrown off and some things stay with us, and that's where I believe that life is important enough to follow the first instinct of what it is to change your life. So if there's something coming up for you and you think this could be a life changer, and you're humming and hawing about whether or not to start it, I would recommend going for it. Just do it, and you will never know where you might end up. So that's just a bit of a thing today. A bit of a ramble, I guess, but oh well. Sometimes we need those things, don't we? So here's the back of the cards. It's a standard, just a little bit larger than a playing card. Excuse me, I've got a playing card out for you so you can see the difference. Ten of Hearts. Oh, that's a good card. Lovely. For fulfillment and a start in whatever it is you want. It's not the wish fulfillment card, but it's a culmination of all those things that just sort of come to us. And I've also found this book here, so I'll look it up actually. I'll show you this book anyway. The Ten of Hearts. Good news. Quick clues. Success, achievement, good fortune, happiness. So the Ten of Hearts is the card of good news. This is likely to be something totally unexpected, but it appears that the questioner might have set events in motion in the past that have brought the current and future good things into being. Oh. This is a happy and joyful card, whether it appears upright or reversed. So the first card out of my playing card deck is a really good one, and it sort of emphasises what I've already been talking about. So something big and major might be happening for some of us. So this is the playing card size, and this is the sight card. So it's a little bit larger than a playing card, smaller than a tarot card, and it's definitely smaller than an oracle card. So it's a good size. It's manageable, especially if you've got small hands. The card stock is not too bad. Regular playing card stock, really, but I think it will be quite durable and will last long enough to be useful forever. If you're gentle enough with cards, they can last forever, can't they? So that's the back. Let's have a look at the front. The Inquirer. you could also use these as a spread instigator, couldn't you? You could put these cards down and place tarot cards on top to see what the emphasis for that area of your life is. So that's one idea that I could be using for these cards. So I could put down tarot cards for the body. What area, what news or what do you need to emphasise about your body, your home, work, your skills, money, friendship, fortune, father, mother, birth, yeah, I like that, death, it's a bit dark, this one, but it's also an opportunity. I think I would see this as a resting card. It's time for someone, if they receive this card, to put themselves to rest, to not think about the issues, not to think about what's going on, just to rest your mind, body and soul, and re-emerge later renewed and with more of an answer. The libido, the snake, the peacocks, destruction, it's like the tower, peace, the sun, the moon, stars, tree, scales, the tower, the wheel, the beauty, the warrior, the liar, the stranger. These are getting into more of the archetypes, so that would be interesting too. So the beauty, the archetype, the warrior, the liar, the stranger, the sage, the fool, the beast. And then you've got the message, the voyage, the puzzle, prison, liberation, the cave, and union. Interesting. I'm really going to look into these cards and see what and how to use them. So very interesting. But the death card is a bit scary. I'm going to see what it means in the booklet, because I can see it as a resting phase, not an ending phase, but a resting phase, because it's what death does. Death is a change in circumstances, a change in, you can't find it when you want it. Why is that? So let's find out what death says. What number is number 16? Yeah, number 16. It says sleeping, conclusion, finality, rebirth, transition, end. Yeah. Trying to find the card meaning. It's happenings. It's not happenings. I actually can't find the card itself. Oh, there it is. It's under the 7 archetypes, actually. 7 archetypes. Death is under the 7 archetypes, which is interesting. Death here. A doorway leads to a mysterious burial chamber. A skull shaped hill. Flowers lead the path to the portal, but the mood of the card is sombre. Death is the natural end of life, and the card symbolises that finality. The tomb brings reminders of resting places of the great heroes of mythology and carries with it implications of the possibility of rebirth. So, as with most things, you could use death as the rebirth, the change, the stillness before a change, calm before the storm, and some circumstances too. But I think death is, for me, when I received the death card, I actually liked to receive the death card, not because I like the death card, but because whenever anyone receives the death card, myself included, it indicates that things are no longer going to be the way they are, that something will change. Either you change it, the universe changes it, or somebody else will change it. But there will be definitely a change. And the death card gives you the opportunity to still your mind, think about what it is that's important in your life, what it is that you want to change in your life, what it is that could change, that you really want to be finally over and done with, sometimes too, and how you can instigate that change. And if you're not ready to prepared for that, are you prepared for the change coming through to you via someone else or the universe making that decision for you? So when death comes through, it's an indication that there's a change coming, one that is inevitable and hopefully will give you the answer you seek, or the opportunity, or the finality that you seek. So it's not a bad card overall, I don't think, and that's how I feel about the death card. It scares a lot of people. I've experienced that with some people, and I've always tried to tell them, don't be scared of the death card. It is not, but I repeat, it is not an indication of physical death of anyone. And I will not ever, well, not ever, but I will not consciously or choose to indicate anything that to do with death unless someone specifically asks me if there's an indication of that in their cards. But I won't volunteer that, and I will never ever tell anyone that death is approaching, because I don't think that's ethical. And if you see that in a reading and you think, oh, this is indicating something very bad happening, never tell your client that, but you indicate that caution is needed, or there's an opportunity for something to change, or be aware of something, but never tell them that death is coming. I don't think that's very fair. It's like pointing the bone. In our Indigenous Australians, pointing the bone is instant death for anyone of the Indigenous culture. So it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. People worry about it and they're never the same again. So never ever tell anybody about physical death. I don't think it's right. But you can indicate caution and things like that. You can indicate a time of worry or something like that coming through here, or something. But I don't know how you would do it. But I haven't yet had the need to do that. But you never know. It might happen one day. Also too, while I was out and about the other day, I went to the library, the local library here. It's a very good library, not as good as the local, but this one I caught the train to on my way home. It's been good here because I've got the trains and the buses, so I really like that. So Fortune Telling with Playing Cards by Jonathan D. This is the 2017 version, 2018 printing. It was also first printed in 2006. But there's another one that I've been wanting to find, and this looks very similar to it, but the one I really want to find was published in the 80s. the late 80s. So this is not it, but very similar to what I've been searching for. So I'm going to go through this book and see what might be coming through. Each card has a page, keywords, quick clues, reverse card meaning. I don't know how you tell the upside down reversed card when you have a plain back like this. Unless, of course, you have a different background that's not reversible. So this one here, you couldn't tell which was reversed and what's not, could you? But in this deck, you could tell you could indicate a reverse side and an upright side quite easily because of the differences here. But most cards, I don't think you can tell the difference in playing cards unless you've got the backing. So it's interesting. It's got the court cards, again the same. Also got the appearance of what they look like. So the Jack of Diamonds. The Diamonds Jack represents a young person of either sex, usually with rich brown hair and dark eyes, although some say that the card symbolises someone with red or blonde hair. In older interpretations, the Jack represents a soldier or a man in uniform. So it's interesting. And the Jack of Spades, for example. Appearances. The Jack is often very dark in both hair and complexion. However, many card readers have found that this Jack flies to extremes of appearance and can therefore be the opposite in colouring, which means very fair indeed. Alternatively, this may be a person who simply has a very striking appearance and image. He is a well-meaning young man who never really gets his act together. So it's interesting, isn't it? So they contradict each other. So I think mainly with this sort of reading, you interpret it as you see it and as you intuitively read the cards, I guess. So the Ace of Hearts, key words: home, family, attraction, love, passion, creativity, joy, love, friendship, or the start of a romance. Then they've got the Joker. I like to leave the Joker in. For me, it means destiny steps in or a change in fortune. The use of the Joker in divination is optional. There are no hard and fast rules, no grand traditions to back it up. However, many card readers have found the Joker useful as a wild card, a chaotic influence that does not fit within the definitions of the four standard suits. In fact, many suggested interpretations of the card tend to derive from the meaning of the Fool in the tarot pack. Yeah, that's how I would see the Joker. Or there's no answer available at all, and it's just up to you to be the instigator, or destiny is about to step in. So it's got card combinations, a quick guide for the basic combinations, spreads, single card spread, 3 card spread, the magic square, date of birth spread, the London spread, the precipitation spread, horseshoe spread, which is, I think, probably one of the most common spreads for playing cards. I don't know for sure. Sometimes the more cards there are, the more confusing it becomes. I have enough trouble remembering 2 or 3 cards, let alone a combined spread. So there's quite a few spreads here. That could be used for tarot as well. You don't necessarily have to keep it to playing cards. There's quite a few spreads here, which is good. And sample readings, so you can get an idea, practice in the reading, the position A, the person that received the Joker on this card, can symbolise a highly unconventional or eccentric person. This would not describe Alice herself, so it might suggest the behaviour of those around her, and she may not be able to gauge how others will act in any given situation. So that's interesting, isn't it? But it's a person, it's in the person position. So the other meaning of this card is that matters are not in Alice's control and that she needs to go with the flow. That's more to do with the person rather than the situation around her. So that would be my interpretation, I think. Sample reading for Jack. And advanced reading methods. So it's an interesting book and one I'm going to be looking forward to delving into. But I won't be doing it here, I'll be doing it when I get home. I have a month with this book from the library, so I've seen it on eBay. It's a bit expensive. It's, you know, towards the $40 mark, but I have found one on Abe Books for about $25. So if I like it, I might purchase it, but it's a bit expensive, so I might just take down some notes and do that. So this is from the library. So that was what I wanted to share with you today. I'm also going to be doing a Pick a Man reading today at some stage, so I hope you might join me for that. And until next time, these are peacock feathers. My sister's beau used to live up in the country, and they had peacocks, and the peacocks would drop their feathers, and so he would collect them. So he's got quite a selection of them, and it's always been the rule to allow peacocks to drop their feathers, and then you can collect them, to never take a feather from a peacock. So, you know, that's a general rule of most things anyway, isn't it? It's a way of asking permission. You know, how you can ask a peacock permission to take its feather? Well, once it's dropped, that's permission in my regard. So, and it's ethically sourced then. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Hope you enjoy your rest of your day, and until next time, guys, so many blessings.